Hello everyone, my name is Elsie McKnight and I'm an author. I'm the owner of the Vision Production. In the Vision Production, I do my books. Recently, I just published my memoir, Reasons for Living. The link is below. On this channel, I talk about cultures, traditions, lifestyle. As a native of Zimbabwe, and I've lived in the United States for many years. Today, though, I am in the Yucatan area in Merida, Mexico. Me and my husband, we are having thoughts of moving abroad, and we are looking to see what we can get in Mexico. So today is my second day. I'm in my Airbnb, and we did our first day yesterday. It was really the beginning of trying to change the car that we had, which was a stick shift, and because of a lot of speed bumps that we found, driving a stick shift, for people who had forgotten about it for some years, was kind of difficult. So we had to go and change the car and have an automatic car. So we started with that, and our aim was to go around, just driving around and look at areas and see how the areas look like. Actually, for me, coming from Zimbabwe was very interesting because this area, I felt like I was in Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe. I literally felt like we were driving in the streets of Harare. There were so much similarities. The trees that they have around were similar trees that I would see in Zimbabwe. The way how the place was sort of like, a lot of like land around, just like plain of land. You just find empty buildings, abandoned buildings, things that have started and did not go anywhere. Maybe it's a building that they started building and they did not go anywhere with it. It was a lot of similarities like that. So I felt somewhat so much at home. The weather was just similar, almost so much at home too. Now that we live in Florida, I felt almost like these similarities were almost more or less same, I think, in that area. So we went to one area that we were referred to just look around. Let me tell you, it was something, because the houses, what they call houses, was so different from what I call houses. So as we were driving, we arrived in the area, I was still thinking, where are the houses, But actually the houses were right around us. We were driving around the houses. Their houses are like, you can say condo or, or apartments, you can say, in America. That's I'm saying the way I look at those houses. They did not look what I would call houses. The houses are built like a block, and it's one house, then the next, then they just have it's like a whole big old block, and kind of like what they call that, Robin, I'm here with my husband, that two side-by-side homes, what they call them. He can help me with some of the, two by side. Yeah, kind of like the row houses in Philadelphia. We went to those places, and they have those like houses that is just like one block, and then they have doors, and then you see that's house number this, that's house number this. That's the way they are here. But then the difference will be here, because these are houses, right? They are big, and you don't see it because there's this like big, like steel, steel gates that they are there. And inside there, the first thing you see is like a big, kind of like a porch. They have this big porch right in front. That's like the entrance part of it. Veranda, they call it. and then you go inside the house. So you really don't see what's called the house right in front. Actually, you see like this big, to me it was like garages or something like that. I don't mean to say anything bad, but really it took me a minute to try and understand the house concept. And what am I looking? I'm looking at a house. That concept, it took me a minute to just wrap my mind into it. We were here in Mexico before, but I remember some of the people that I listened to, Our Black Utopia, Stephanie Perry. They talk about when you are going to scout, you need to be in a place where you can feel what the locals are doing, where the locals live. All that. When I came to Mexico the first time, we were in Cancun. I mean, it was totally different because this place was manicured, everything, right? Tourist place, all inclusive. You didn't even have to go outside if you don't want to, I mean, it was everything. So of course, I didn't know any of what I'm talking about now. But this time we came specific because we are scouting, we are trying to figure out. For some of you out there who think maybe you don't have time, we don't have time too. We came, we have 3 days. Absolutely, for many people who talk about scouting, looking for a place, 3 days is nothing. We understand that. But at the same time, we had to use what we have. We have to do as much as we can what we have. And because Mexico is so close, we could use that time to do that. And so we looked at the places, and like I say, until now, I'm still trying to visualize a house and try to put these places like a house to me, because it's so different. When I mean it's so different from what I am used to as a house, even in Zimbabwe, and then, living in America, was different. And then we moved from there. That was a huge area. And we moved from there, as you can see it. It was a big area. We drove around and just looking around, and we finally stopped somewhere. We had to grab something to eat. And it was amazing. It was like a little small place. But they have a sit down, and we could sit down and, order. One thing I have to tell anybody when you go to these places, have your basics of the language together. We talk about it, but we never did it. And, I remember our first place where we went to eat. The guy just came to us, and he was talking, and he kept on just talking. He kept on just talking. He kept on just talking. He did not look at our face to see that the puzzle, the faces we had, like, what are you talking about? He did not care. He just went on and just keep on just talking, telling us the menu, what was on the menu and all that. And I don't know what we finally said. We just pointed something and we ate. So it was the same thing again when we were at this other place yesterday. We just pointed something, we ordered, and and it went very, very well, because the food, they have good food, excellent food, as you can see. So we left it there. We thought we need to look again somewhere else. So we went to downtown Merida. And the downtown Merida, the only difference again, the houses are the same structure, same make, the same way they had the other place, gate and the big veranda in front, and then the house is somewhere back there. Same thing. And we looked around. The only difference was these were more modified, kind of like remodeled houses, looking more nicer and, like that. But we saw the same thing. They were more bigger, 3-story houses, 2-story and all that. They were more bigger, like bigger around the Merida downtown is more bigger. One thing that I can say for sure was the feeling personal I got as I landed in Merida, Mexico. Unlike the time when I landed in Cancun, there was a little different time because that time was also COVID time. The feel was a little bit different. There was not as many people traveling and, like that. This time, people are traveling, As much as we know about America and all that, when we were coming, honestly speaking, we went over can we go? Maybe I don't know how many times because there's just so much that's going on, right? The world is changing on us, the Americans, you know what's going on in America. So, the world is changing. So we were debating whether we should really do this thing now. Should we wait or shouldn't we wait? We were just debating on it. But when we came, the feel I got was this feeling of what you call calmness, feeling of relax, feeling of there's no rush here. It wasn't like I see anything. It was the feel around me, was that feel of calmness, relax, and at ease. That's the feeling I got. And that was like amazing. I remember when I took a friend of mine last year to Zimbabwe, and we arrived in Kenya. She said when the pilot announced, "Welcome to Kenya, welcome home," she felt it. She felt something. And this is exactly how I felt. I felt that feel of home, calmness, and relax, and peace, and that thing carried on all the way until now. Today is our third day, and we are going again to look at some other areas around, maybe in other areas around the beach area. We are going to go downtown because one of my things is to have a cup of coffee. I know they have the best coffee here, so I'm going to have breakfast, a cup of coffee, some pastries. I love pastries. And we are going to do that, and you're going to see the pastries that they have. Hopefully, we are going to find the best places that we can find. And we will continue the journey. So please keep watching because we are still here. We might be leaving tomorrow morning. We fly standby, so we can leave anytime. We might leave tomorrow or not. But anyway, keep watching. We are going to give you more updates about what we are doing right now and where we are and what's going on right now. So keep watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do your favor. Just do that right now because we have a lot to share. We are still going to keep looking. We don't have much time. So really, this is also for those who are thinking they want to do this, but they don't have much time. How are we doing it? We'll be sharing how we are doing it. What was successful? What wasn't successful? What are the other things maybe we need to change? For example, on our preparation, I said this in the last video. We need to do quite a bit on our preparation, and we are going to share those too. If you are having like little time, but you want to do something, just little time, but you want to do something. You want to get the ball rolling. You want to keep moving. You can still do, but with a short time. It's not going to be as comfortable. You're not going to know as much, but you're going to know something. You're going to learn something. You're going to keep moving with your plan. So that's what we are trying to do. We don't have a lot of time, but we are trying to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back again next time. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye now.